Hello, so welcome back to Barbed Audio. Today we're joined with a very exciting band from Brighton, and we're finally back again after a move. That's why we are in a new space, a bit smaller, but we're excited for the things that are coming with it. But we have Elandra here with us. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, all good. Thank you, John.
Good. So
Really
today
good.
we're just gonna get to know a bit about these guys, and yeah, so taking it away, just let everyone out there know who you are.
I'm Paolo from Elandra.
Yeah, I'm George from Elandra.
There you go. We are an alternative indie duo from Brighton. And yeah, we do alternative indie psychedelic rock. That's what we do.
So a difficult one. How would you describe your music in one word?
Indie-tronica.
And kind of, what does that mean?
I don't know. We kind of got like a bit of a mix of like indie rock in there, but we also incorporate quite a lot of electronic sounds into our scape. Like, love synthesizers and other kind of electronic sounds that we just fucking just chuck in there to make it all sound a bit weird.
No, definitely. I can see that. Yeah, I think you guys have a good mix of, that kind of indie sound, but also like those electronic elements that kind of suit the track well. Like I think it very much describes your music well, and I think it's a very specific word, so I think it works definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So your new release, Daisy as a Month. Tell us a bit about the whole process behind that and how it came about.
Okay, so Daisy as a Month was born in my bedroom, first of all, when I was still living in one of the many houses that I lived through in Brighton. And yeah, it started as a completely different song, but then at some point, like a synth part came along and caught my ear, and I was like, yeah, let's scrap everything back and let's rebuild the entire thing. And that's how it came along. Basically, the main riff, which is like the hook of the song, I guess, like came along during that night. And then I just developed it more and more until everything, just fitted in. So initially it started like that, and then I brought this song to this gentleman over here, and he was like, sounds alright.
Yeah, it went something like that.
So basically what we did is kind of like, 2 years and a half ago, we started meeting in this very remote room down in Portslade. I can't even remember the name of the studios. Trump Studio.
Trub with a B.
Trap Studios, and we met with the members of the band that were there already at the time, Callum and Fraser, and we just did the pre-production of that song together with so many other songs. And yeah, we kept that on pre-producing, me and George together, and back at my home studio, and yeah, then just mixed and mastered it and released it.
Yeah, it was one of those tracks where we thought it was kind of done, and then there was just lots of hours of thinking, "Ooh, wait, what's that? Let's just add this onto it, and maybe we can do this, and maybe we can do that," and just throwing loads of cool production stuff on, taking a bunch off. There's always those tracks that you think are gonna take so long, and then they take so long. But yeah, that was definitely one of them. But yeah, it was a cool process, because it's one of those ones where I think there wasn't, especially when Paolo rebuilt the track, it kind of gave lots of room to just keep adding new elements to it, which is always fun.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like, did you have any struggles with when making it? Was there any moments where there was, I guess you said sometimes there could be songs that are just completely scrapped, or was there kind of things where you couldn't get something right or that kind of thing?
I mean, we did have that, but not with this track, actually. I think this track was pretty much already there somehow. With other tracks, yeah, we had many discussions and arguments here and there, but eventually we managed to learn how to communicate better, even me and him. So it's kind of making decisions that giving more to the song rather than giving more to ourselves and our egos. And it's kind of that's what we're trying to focus on, to have the best product that we can make. Yes.
Some of the best tracks are born out of arguments.
I want to introduce the track. We'll play a quick 30-second clip of it, and yeah, go for it.
Our new track is called Days, Years and Months.
Enjoy.
Check it out. Yeah, I guess kind of talking about, I guess you releasing your song and like, developing your guys' sound. From where you started to now, how would you say you as a band have changed and with your sound, and like, have there been any real life events that have kind of affected that? Yes.
I think from like, because the band, like in terms of sound, I think the main change really comes down to live. That's like where it's like the most notable. It's like we've had a couple lineup changes and the band has downsized as well. And I think that's brought like a lot more kind of a bit more energy to it, having a few like less members, and we've moved some stuff, like a lot of our synths have just been moved to backing track, which has freed up other space for us. And we've definitely gotten a bit more like embraced a bit more of like a heavy side, not heavy as in like heavy metal, but a little bit more rocky, a bit more indie. A lot of that I think has come into the sounds, like slightly more distorted guitar tones, and like we kind of just like push that side of it a little bit more, which is quite fun. And then like in terms of how the sound has changed on recordings and like the actual record, well, I can't
say a few things if you want.
Yeah, actually.
It's like
Jump in there.
having actually the band kind of like backing up like the recordings, because initially I was just on Ableton, putting on VSTs, and stuff like that. So the drums did sound kind of like fake. Not, of course, like in the songs that we previously released, because we eventually always kind of like played them as they were programmed. But now, thanks to Callum, our ex-current drummer, I want to say, he's been able basically to extrapolate more of a lively feeling to the drum tracks from that point of view. And I guess that happens also like with the guitars. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I think like I think it's cool like capturing that live sound, and it's especially if like you guys like are very much a live band, and I think people can see the live performances and stuff. I think if you can like capture just little essences of that, and it not be so just very like programmed song on Spotify or wherever on streaming platforms, I think it's cool. So
I think it does make a difference.
Yeah, but to add like one final thing, like I think especially with when we brought Callum into the studio, like we were able to get a really cool mix between samples and live playing, which is always really fun to play with. You can get some really cool sounding drums out of it, like having that cool mix of programmed samples, which can sound absolutely killer, but mixing it with live stuff makes for a really cool mix.
No, definitely. Yeah. So kind of still on the topic of writing and recording stuff, do you guys ever struggle with, feelings of doubt and motivation? And how have you combated that? Because I think it's really important and needs to be discussed more, because I think a lot of people, get discouraged from making music. You go to make a song and you play a note wrong, you sing a note wrong, you're like, nope, that's it, I'm done, kind of thing. So how do you guys kind of combat that kind of like doubt in a song, or, just lack of motivation?
Just wanted to start actually by saying that self-doubt is like a daily part of my life from every single point of view, so it's kind of like, I think it's important, but at the same time it feeds up like the perfectionism, which is not like the best thing to do. I guess like the way that I personally combat with it, even in music particularly, is not combat it. So it's kind of like I need to arrive to a point of exhaustion where I can't doubt the song anymore, and that is going to be the moment where it feels like it's ready, because otherwise you're just going to keep on trying many things here and there, keep on adding stuff, and that can like fuck everything up here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
If you go wrong from stay on top of it.
I think like the self,
considering the pre-pros that we've done, together.
Yeah, I think the self-doubting part of it, and like maybe like not knowing if a song is ready or not, is a real really tricky one, because with some tracks you can just go, yeah, fuck it, this is ready, and I'm gonna put it out there, I'm happy. And then there are other tracks that this is at least like kind of in a recording scenario, which is very different to like kind of finishing, just writing a track and then saying, okay, now I'm going to play it. But like when you're recording a track to release, I think I'm a bit less of a perfectionist. I think not like less of a perfectionist than Paolo. Well, no, I am.
Yeah, no, you're for sure.
I just am. Yeah, I'm a bit more of. I find when I kind of hit that wall and I'm like, oh my God, is it ready yet? Is it not ready? That's when I always, and not just in music, I then want to just charge at it and just full send it and kind of see what happens, which can work and it can not work. I mean, I do that. I find that also helps. Like for me, I get a lot of self-doubt when I'm like writing parts and in playing. And then if I'm there a bit like, oh, I don't know, is this gonna work? Do it anyway, see what happens. Most of the time I find what your people doubt within themselves, no one's gonna notice in the real world. If you're creating something, a song, a part of a song, this one little section in the song, not even just in music, just in other artworks as well. And I often find the things I doubt myself on don't even get noticed anyway. And it's a really tricky thing to stop yourself from doing, like, because at the end of the day, it sucks, but it's wasted energy. That it's such a difficult cycle to break yourself out of, to not spiral and like kind of snowball down a hill on things that at the end of the day don't, on things that at the end of the day, a lot of people won't really notice. And even then, like, let's say like another musician notices something mixed in a certain way, for like most of the time they might just turn around and be like, oh, that's interesting.
Or they might be like, that shit.
Or they might be like, yeah, that shit, your band suck.
I was about to add like last thing is kind of like to combat my self-doubt, I actually call him, because I learned to trust this guy, because he's got this thing where like he doesn't get self-doubt in the recording part and kind of like in the mixing part. So I'm like, whenever I spiral down, I'm like, George, what do you want to do? Yes or no? And you're like, let's go like that. And I'm like, okay, good.
I feel like it's so strange as well, because, you know, like when I've made music before, there'll be like if I do different aliases or like different types, you know, if I'm making more like hip hop related, like sampling stuff, or if I'm doing like something more like artist related, there's definitely a separation with some music. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just release it. And then some you're it's so weird. I think it's just a mind game. And I think especially when you know you've got something good, I think that can be that little brain worm and like, oh, just one wrong move, you know, it's like a chess move, you know, you got to think about everything, you know. I think it's so strange when it's like, when you know, I guess it's just that thing of like wanting something good. And I guess that's the problem is with the thing of music, you know, everyone's always trying to chase that. So I guess it is just inevitable, but I guess, yeah, it's just how you deal with it.
I gotta say one thing about that specific thing, actually. It's like, sometimes you get into your head like so much that whenever like other people are gonna listen to whatever you've done that you think it's perfect, they might be like, it's all right. And then one time, for example, I got this song that is gonna be released as well. I just let myself go. I didn't care about the song, and people are recognizing that as one of the singles, you know, that we should have been releasing. So I'm like, how does this work, you know? It's like it's difficult to manage that anxiety sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, I think you just, like, at the end of the day, it comes back to that thing, doesn't it? Just make what you're happy with, and, you know, like, at the end of the day, everything gets criticized, whether it's by yourself or someone else. I think as long as you're somewhat satisfied, you've put that thing out, you know. I think once you put it out, there's a breather of, you know, I think once you kind of get past that, when it's in the creating process, you know, you can say, oh, I can tweak this thing, but I think once you know you've got something good, you're better off being like, stop, release it. You know, yes, it could be better, but it's out in the world now. It's that. Yeah. I think that's the best way.
I guess that comes a lot as well, like with mixing and mastering, for example. Like we get loads of revisions and stuff like that, you know. And we did like the sessions with Nick, and it's like, you need to be patient to work with us, I suppose. To work with me, probably.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys ever received like a piece of advice that has kind of stuck with you, whether that's even just like, you know, with making music and kind of creative process, or just like even in general life?
Like so many.
One like specific one.
The more years that you go, I guess, the more advices you're gonna receive, like in your entire life, right? I need to think of one that's sticking with me like lately. Maybe, I don't know. Have you got one?
Stop doing things you don't enjoy. That is probably it.
I think that's a good one. I think that kind of quite embodies, even kind of back to what we were just saying before, you know. I think so many people waste time trying to chase something because it's cool, because either a group of like, you know, social media, that kind of thing, you know, that it's just mental what some people can just force themselves to try and like, and then you just kind of get something rubbish, you know.
And I think like kind of developing it a bit more is, I think a lot of people can get stuck doing something they think they like, and then you can just realize suddenly, like, Jesus Christ, I have not enjoyed this whole thing, that little thing that you do, even if it's down to like maybe like a routine that in your life that you think is a good thing to do. I don't know, a stretch in the morning, and then you realize, oh, fuck, I just don't like it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will like enjoy something and like fall out of love with it, like doing like a hobby or something, but then they'll kind of not acknowledge that, but they'll still force themselves. And I think actually having a chat with yourself and being like, you know, what are the things I actually do and not, because if you're putting in that effort in something you're not enjoying, you might as well put that into something you still are.
That's great. And like, to add on to that, don't knock yourself if you don't enjoy something anymore. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
If you have a hobby and then you fall out of love with it, I think I've been there so many times, like, oh fuck, why don't I enjoy this anymore? Have the times I did enjoy it, is that wasted time when it's not? But yeah, don't do things you don't like.
Yeah.
Very easy to say. So easy to say. Really, really, really difficult to put into practice.
I guess my main thing is like, but I don't know, like it really depends, like it's completely dependent on the kind of person that you are. But like, for me, I'm quite an anxious person, and I tend to overthink a lot, and I tend to get into spirals and kind of like overthinking stuff, you know. So sometimes it's just properly like maybe not to react, not to always listen to whatever is going on your head, because that doesn't necessarily mean that is the truth, if that makes sense, you know. And maybe this one thing is kind of like, don't do things just because they're expected to be right, but kind of like you gotta figure it out by yourself, you know. You don't need to listen to what other people are saying to you. And that's the most difficult thing probably for me.
I think it is. It's just such a difficult topic around that, I think, because you know, you do things like you said you enjoy at some point, and then or there's a standard set, and I think you can't just absent from it, you just keep doing it. So I think it's important just to now and then just take a stop, take a look around, and realize, am I enjoying what I'm doing? Because I think there's so many things you can do now, you know, especially with everything getting more and more quicker and that kind of thing. So I think if you just take a breather and just find yourself a bit, I think. So have you guys ever been influenced by like an unexpected source? Whether that could be, it can be like a person, it could be like I mean, like more in like something that someone said, or it could be like you know, physical media, whatever that be, or just even something random that's influenced you.
It's like, it's never unexpected, sort of, apart from the fact that I haven't been writing songs like in a while, but like usually it's kind of like something needs to come up because it's uncomfortable to keep inside. And so it's like, you know, that's mainly when it happens. But you know, like you can't always be depressed because otherwise, like, you know, your life is gonna be shit. You're gonna have loads of good music, but even then, you know, what are you gonna do about them? So I had loads of people actually that just told me, you have to allow yourself like to write shit stuff, which is kind of like, I see the point of it because it's like improving the crafting and everything like that, you know. But I also see this thing that I don't see the point of doing that if I don't have anything to say. You get what I mean? So it's like, crafting is good, but I much rather actually crafting a song maybe that, I don't know, it might even be bad, but just kind of like really believing into it and kind of like make it as best as I can. So it's been a lot like on somebody. Yeah, I just went downside, I think. How do you say it? No, I don't know. When you go.
Oh,
It was a question and I just went there.
You went on a tangent.
Exactly.
Yeah. God, the influence one's so fucking hard. I don't know. Weirdly not an influenced at the moment, at least musically. I think as well because like at the moment, definitely in a stage of playing, recording, and releasing. Like Paolo said, has been writing for a while, so I think there's influence to come. That's what I would say and hope. And you have no idea where influence is going to come from. Literally, it could be anything. So that's always the fun part of influence. It's so it's interesting. I can find influence to be unexpected. I think there's two sides of the coin where Paolo mentioned where for you influence isn't always unexpected, and you feel like an emotion, something that's like boiling up, and then that's what can be put into a song. I think I can find unexpected influences for like some smaller things, maybe. Well, no, influence is a bizarre one.
Definitely is.
I can't explain it.
Yeah, I think it can just be random. I think you can't force yourself to write a song, but I think a lot of it is subconscious. I think you'll really go, that I'll link it to that kind of thing. I think it isn't made necessarily up. Someone doesn't completely. I mean, some people obviously write songs directly about a person, but sometimes it could be about like a feeling with that person, or it could be like a little tangent which is taken and applied to a new story. I don't think I think anything's ever directly taken from an experience or an influence. So
yeah, it could even just be like a small part of a greater experience that's then just developed into something much bigger that could be completely different.
Yeah, no, definitely. What is an underrated artist or band from the Brighton scene or just the general UK that you recommend people to listen to? And you can list off multiple.
Fuck, can get caught out here not remembering all of our friends.
I can respond. I mean, I don't know if it's underrated or whatever. I don't know what's the general opinion, but I think Jamie Broughton actually writes some really good shit. So yeah.
Okay.
If you're locked in that game, how do you know when it's not night? Not night. If you're feeling the same, how do you know that it's not nice? Not nice.
And Sick Days, of course.
That could go on for ages. We could just list all of our friends' bands. Yeah, love Kane. Carmen's the best. Awesome songwriter.
So if you guys could create your own line of merchandise and you had an unlimited budget, what would you create?
Oh, an Elandra board game.
Like Jumanji, but
Oh my god, yeah, Jumanji, but you just get stuck in our lives.
Okay, cool. So now on to our quickfire round, gone in 30 seconds, where these guys have to answer as many questions as possible in 30 seconds. So let me set the timer. Here we go. So write a hit and then perform it, or create a classic that never charts.
Create a classic.
Yeah, classic that never charts.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Sweet.
Acoustic or electric?
Electric.
Morning or night person?
Morning.
Play a festival, intimate club gig?
Ooh, festival.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah.
Perfect lyric or perfect melody?
Perfect melody.
Perfect melody.
Go-to movie genre?
Horror.
Fuck. Thriller.
Okay. What would your music smell like?
Beans.
Ooh, okay. I can't. We'll. Well. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll show on the leaderboard where these guys have placed, and you have to watch to see where it was because I actually can't remember. But
No chance that we can retry.
no, that's it. But when you guys but when you guys come back on in future, you can probably take the crown.
I hope I can amend my response. I didn't want to say thriller. I wanted to say psychological thriller.
Why did I say beans?
I don't know.
So now moving on to the more non-music related questions. What is the weirdest dream each of you guys have had?
I remember a weird one. I was part of it was like a B-list superhero movie, maybe even C-list. And I was one of the superheroes, and we had to stop Brighton flooding. But then there was this giant robot man.
Right, mate.
But like, all of Brighton was just this super steep, like 70% incline hill. That was Brighton. And we had to stop the flood from coming, and I think we did. It's just weird because they were like, at the same time there were cameras. Like, it was a B-list movie, but it also wasn't because it was actually happening. So really confusing. I've probably had weirder dreams, but that one's always weirdly stuck with me. I think I'd love to be in a shitty B-list superhero movie. That'd be
I
great.
think my weirdest dream was when I was 7 or something like that. I was home from school and very feverish. So that's already like a big thing, fever dreams are kind of like fucked. So I remember that everything was black, okay? But it was a 3-dimensional giant room. And it was completely pitch black, okay? And it was like this enormous kind of like squirrel whale of all colors, but they were kind of like RGB colors, so actually just red, blue, and green. And it kept on going like that, but I kept on having vertigos because of it, because I was kind of like going around there, and it was kind of like, oh, fucking around. And I swear I saw like a digital squirrel or something like that. That's it.
If you guys could erase one thing from existence, what would it be and why? Whether that's, a food item, an annoying trend.
Delete war. That was an honest one, dude.
I agree. And to add on that,
I really don't like beans on toast. I hope that gets deleted at some point. Sorry, British people.
Italy.
I said beans on toast, he went for the entire country.
What animal do you reckon you could each individually take on in a fight?
A baboon or something. Oof, it's pretty easy.
Nah,
Yeah, man.
what do you think? They got strength. Dude, a baboon.
Just slap them really hard until they faint. You're like, oh.
Couldn't take on a cow. Maybe we could both tackle one baboon.
Yeah, I reckon that's manageable.
How many Elandra members does it take to kill one gorilla?
Oh, a gorilla? No chance in the world.
Like, just get torn in pieces, probably.
Yeah, it took 100 people to take out a gorilla. We will see how that goes.
Okay, so Elandra versus a baboon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun.
We will not survive.
What is the weirdest food combination you guys have had?
I had cheese and jam in Greece on toast.
Yeah, but that's a normal thing. That's pretty good actually in Europe. That's what we do.
That hasn't made its way over here, and I found that pretty weird, but I really liked it. It was really good. Only raspberry jam. Don't like strawberry jam. That sucks.
Hey, if you go to the mountains, for example, in Italy, you get loads of that. Like a
We were in mountains eating that, yeah.
fair enough. Okay. Yeah,
It was really good.
I love it. I love it. It was a cracker with tuna on a side and Nutella and mayo on the other.
That is crazy.
Fucking
It was a challenge.
savory pancakes. Like, you just whip up normal pancakes and everyone, sugar, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't really like pancakes anyway, but I had pancakes with cheese melted in them and this and we made like nice, like kind of like barbecuey mincemeat that we put in them. Basically just substituting a wrap with a pancake. That was really weird.
Pretty normal in Europe when we do that in the mountains.
I was in the mountains.
Just like a stove in the mountain, like a
That
cake.
was a weird one. I was like, a girlfriend's German. Man, German food. I don't know if that's specifically German, but this is weird. It's German food. Try pancakes and cheese.
Yeah, try out. So from our last interview, which was with Luan Luan, if you guys haven't seen that, check it out. They asked you, would you rather be an ant or a snail? Which one would you be, and why?
An ant. Because apart from the fact that the ants are fucking strong and also like they are super speedy, like their timer related to ours, like they are super like you know, super fast and shit. So it's cool. And also they got telepathy or some stuff like that, right? They kind of like crazy stuff, you know. You don't want to be a snail.
No, I think I agree. I think on about 20 seconds thought, I think I'd be an ant because to experience the whole like part of a greater thing, hive mind, big like colony life. Yeah, you are a speedy little armored machine. Plus, they farm aphids like we farm cows. Aphids, you know aphids? Those little like green things. They farm them for milk. They produce the milk.
Do you know that because of Z, the ant? Like, do you know that movie? It's the DreamWorks one.
Oh no, it might be in that. No, but I just
Well, the
I
bully one.
no ants.
One, also that one, yeah.
One where he's blue. The blue ant.
Yeah, it's like a 2001 movie. And then there's A Bug's Life as well.
Oh, I'm thinking of A Bug's Life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think ant. Yeah, it's like a quick, fast-paced lifestyle. You're in there with everybody. You got that. It's quite a simple life. I think an ant's quite a simple life. You got the queen ant. You gotta get the food, get for the queen, go out, defend the queen. Whereas snail's very solitary.
No, I'm sure
Slow
that's
thinking.
more dramatic than that.
Also, I
Probably.
feel like a snail as well. Like I feel like with an ant, you know, someone could like step on the ground, you survive. With a snail, you're just like you're cooked.
Unless you're the snail. You know, the snail that's chasing that one immortal person. That could be an interesting snail to be.
Have you seen that video, guys, where there's kind of like the ant that finds like a big piece of food, and then the guy actually takes it away, and he brings the entire colony, and then they start fighting the ants.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. Yeah, I think
I'd probably be one of those fighting the incriminated one. I like to bully.
Yeah. What is the question you have to ask the next guest we have on, whether it's an artist or a band?
Would you rather have a nose that teleports, and you can still use it, you can still smell through it, but it teleports, it could be somewhere else, or fingernails made of cheese?
Okay, locked in. Would you rather have a nose that teleports or fingernails made of cheese? So see what the next person comes up with for that one.
Cheese like grows back a little bit faster than normal nails. So like you do kind of have a bit like of a unlimited cheese supply, and you yeah.
But is there like Parmesan or like is there what?
I would say each nail is a different type of cheese.
Like I tell you, gentrification would slap up if you put like some funky packaging and put like Joe's Fingers or something like that. I called it that. It's like Joe's Fingers cheese.
Joe's Fingers.
Yeah.
Or like you could sell the teleporting nose.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I think people are gonna choose the cheese fingers.
What? Do you want to know what that over there smells like? I'll tell you.
Experience the world through smell. Like that's the complete wrong place. Like, oh, what?
What? It's just a
Where-
guy being like, oh, it just smells of ass
You didn't specify where. So I think it was just in the toilet somewhere. It's like,
somewhere.
like,
Oh
like
yeah.
GeoGuessr, but with your nose. Like,
What if you've got like
country
no?
you're in?
What if you've got like no control where the nose teleports to?
Sadly, coming to our last question now. It's been lovely having you guys on, and yeah, just the camera is your friend. Just plug everything you got coming up, and yeah, just go for it.
Keep on streaming our newest single Days, Years and Months with the official music video out on YouTube. It's been like a while, so hopefully you are all enjoying that. Also, 7th of November, new single. Stay tuned.
Exciting, very exciting.
What he said. On the 3rd of October, we are playing a gig at the Pink Moon. It's free entry. Big party for our first single release. Come have some fun with us.
Cool, exciting. Well, thank you guys for coming on. It's been amazing having you. Please do check these guys out and the music they have out and have coming, because very cool band. So stay tuned, and until next time, I've been John T. This has been Elandra, and this has been Barbed Audio. And see you guys in the future. Cheers.
Ciao.
Nice, sweet, nailed it.
Cool.